Hi, I'm Rabbi Shlomo Odze of South Hampstead, United Synagogue. The question I've been asked to answer today is, do Jews have to have a Hebrew name? Well, if we look at the concept of names initially, we know that a name is very significant, it's very important, and in fact, it defines our character and our essence. In a very real way, we see this when we have to wake somebody up. We wake them up, the best way of waking them up very often is to just call them by their name, and that in itself will enable them to wake up. The reason for that is because it goes to the heart of who we are as a person, and it defines us as a person. Therefore, our name being so important, Hebrew names are even more important. Throughout history, Jews have taken great pride in their Hebrew names. In fact, we are told by our rabbis that in Egypt, one of the merits that we had to take us out of Egypt was that we kept our Hebrew names, we kept our Hebrew language, and in that we kept our Hebrew names. The name, therefore, gives us a conduit. Kabbalistically, we are told that it is a conduit through which our spiritual energy will come. And a name very often is our soul. It's called our soul because it is the essence, our deep essence of who we are. And so therefore, with the Hebrew letters that we have, each letter having another energy, spiritual energy, and that combination of letters means that we are able to draw down spiritual energy to ourselves and help us. We see this once again in a very real way. Unfortunately, when a person is ill, sometimes they are given an extra Hebrew name, an additional Hebrew name over and above that which they are given either at birth, if it was a girl, or at their Brit Milah, at their circumcision if it was a boy, because that extra name very often will be Chaim, which means life, will give a spiritual bypass, so to speak, to enable them to have a spiritual energy to get better. And our Kabbalists, our rabbis tell us that when parents are asked to give a Hebrew name, they are given divine inspiration to be able to give their child a name that will define them and help them throughout their life. It also has, of course, practical reasons why and practical applications for a Hebrew name. One is that we need it for when we get married or for a divorce, where in the documents, the Jewish legal documents have to include the Hebrew name, both of ourselves and our parents. We're able to identify ourselves through that. Being called up to the Torah is another example where having a Hebrew name is important because we are called up by our Hebrew name. And also in afterlife, in Yizkor, the memorial prayers that we will say for our departed loved ones will include, of course, the name, and in that case, the Hebrew name. And so there are many practical reasons. Praying for somebody to get well, also, we will make the blessing and prayer using their Hebrew name. So do Jews have to have a Hebrew name? Absolutely. It is a spiritual conduit that's very important to us and is used in many practical aspects of our Jewish life.